it's MK, and I am here with another May I Scraplift You layout. Today I am lifting Miss Carrie Creates. I absolutely am a fan of all of her layouts. So here again is a close-up of the layout that I was going to do, or am going to do. I thought I was going to do a 2-page layout when I first started. So I have a couple washi tape pieces that I thought I was also going to be using, but I'm not. I have some Not Just for Boys Kit Club charms, and then these are all the photos, again, I thought I was going to end up using. Now, I do end up scrapbooking both sets of photos, but for this one, I'm only going to pick 4 of the photos, and so I am going to go through the Not Just for Boys kit. That was a fireman's layout, or a fireman's kit. It was a page kit by Merity. And so I'm just going through the papers that she picked out and all of the really cool things that were included in this kit. So I've got a couple pieces of paper, some from P13, some from Recollections. This really cool one here, I believe, was also from Recollections. I apologize that I'm not sharing with you guys the branding strips. There are several pieces of, not construction paper, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, cardstock in here. And then these right here, I thought they were cut-aparts. They end up being giant stickers. I had no idea, again, from Reminisce. So I did cut out a bunch of parts where I figured out that they were stickers, but I do plan on fussy cutting them out because I thought they were cut-aparts initially. Okay, so there was also a cut file that was included, but I didn't plan on using the cut file. So here's where I thought I was going to do a 2-page layout. I had everything planned out and in my brain of how I was going to do a 2-page layout. And then I started cutting up my photos and spanning them across the 2-page layout. I had a total of 8 photos. One was my kids. Here they are. One was my kids holding the hose and posing, and the other one was them actually trying to pretend put out the car that was supposed to be on fire, but there was really no fire. It was just the firemen turning the hose on and off so the kids could feel the pressure and how much it took, or how much effort it took to hold the hose. So that's all it was. And then, of course, for the littler ones, they didn't turn it on full blast. They kept it a little bit lighter. So I am trying to trim down. I think I'm trimming down about a 3/8 of an inch on my photos, so that way they're not so big, but I did cut them, or I did print them at 3x4 to begin with. I just used the Project Life app in order to put 2 photos on one 4x6 printout and then printed them that way instead of having my normal 4x6, because that would have just been way too big for this style of layout. I'm also now fussy cutting, or not fussy cutting, but I'm trimming down my gray cardstock that came in the kit, so that way I had gray mats. And then this diamond print is going to be my 6-inch piece that is going to be in the center of my layout. And this is why I thought I was going to do a double page, because I have enough paper in order to have it span across. But like I said, it just was going to fill up too much of the gap in order to make this happen. So anyways, I am definitely going to be fussy cutting that roll paper. That is the most awesome paper ever, if I don't say so myself. But I did decide that I'm going to rip this red wood grain, which is amazing paper, by the way. It is just the perfect I'm a fireman paper, by the way. I kept saying that, I'm sorry. This kit that was put together by Not Just for Boys, fabulous work. I'm sorry, I have to say that because I'm impressed. So I'm going to go ahead and just take out one of these, basically rip out one of these, and then I'm going to fussy cut the rolls and make those work in my favor. So I fussy cut one, and this is representing the brickwork that Miss Carrie actually used, and then I'm going to use one of the corners in a tear. However, I totally forget to put the black in the rip because it actually ends up being an afterthought. Even though it is right there, I can see that I mentally prepared to do that. I did not mentally prepare a black piece of cardstock. I'm going to use my edge distresser to go ahead and just ruffle up the edges just a little bit. The ripped edges were just a little too flat, didn't give me any texture. So I'm just going to use my edge distresser. I do sell this edge distressor. I've had a lot of questions about it. I sell it in my shop, some assemblage required. However, I hand make these, each and every one of them. I don't buy them from a store or anything like that. I hand make them. And so I am currently in the process of making more. It's not that they're hard to make. It's just that they're time consuming, and with everything else that I have going on, they're on the back burner, but yet they've been moved to the next burner up type of deal. So yes, I am getting them put back in the shop. All right, so I had a little bit too much black showing, so I'm going to go ahead and just rip some of that off, and then of course I have to edge distress it back. But there was just too much for my liking. I wanted just a little bit of black. And then I'm going to make sure that my hose sticks up as much as possible. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing for the black across the top. I do really like the addition of the black cardstock added to this wood grain. I don't know what it is about that, about that addition, but it was just the perfect touch. I'm not really sure exactly. It looked good without it, but it looks even better with it. So I don't know. Edge distressing my photos again, my mats for my photos, not my photos, but my mats for my photos. Edge distressing just gives you that texture and dimension that's not too much dimension. I know I say this in almost every video. It is time consuming. It's just about as time consuming as it is inking everything. But I do have to say that it is that perfect texture and dimension to still keep a flat layout. If you guys don't like big bulky layouts, I like big bulky layouts, but if I'm not in the mood for a big bulky layout or don't have enough room for a big bulky layout, I do like edge distressing. I like edge distressing, period. So, but yes, that it is definitely the way to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my put my layout together, and this is where I totally forgot to add the black and all of the pieces for that little rip in the upper left-hand corner. But I'm going to put my layout together. And the last thing that I do is add that because, like I said, it's an afterthought, but I loved the addition of it. So I did figure out how I'm going to put my photos down without taking away too much from my photos. These are just pictures of my 4 kids. And wow, the layout's done. Not really. I have to put everything together. They're just pictures of my kids when we went to a fireman's barbecue while we were in June Lake. Everybody was invited, so that was pretty cool. I did fussy cut out a ton of those stickers, so I'm just going ahead and taking the back off. I took a Not Just for Boys packaging, which had all the little charms on it, and I cut out that little tag, but I ripped off a portion of it so I could use the bottom half of the tag in another layout. I just don't know exactly when. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for here. I think I'm looking for my dimensionals, and I think I finally ran out of the big ones, so I'm pulling out my travel bag and seeing what all I have in there. And I go ahead and take some fun foam scraps that I had and add those to my little oh my gosh, fire truck. And then I added a charm right underneath it just for a cute little cluster for my photo to nestle into. I have this fireman's hat that I thought was a good addition as well. And then of course the fireman's shield, which is one of my favorite charms in that little collection. Oh, and I actually use all 3 charms. I did not know that. I do also have a little bit of twine that I borrowed from Janie in her collection. And I'm going to go ahead and add a couple little loopy things and whatnot. I'm not going to tie a charm or tie any twine in the loop of the fireman's shield, but I just added a little bit of of twine to give it some texture there as well. And then, of course, add my title. I think the title says "This is how we roll." Yes, it is. And I have the little axes that come with almost every fireman's truck, and add that down there as my title. Well, I thought I was going to add it down there. Nope, I'm going to. I'm so sorry, you guys. Go ahead and smack that down in there. And I am pretty much done with this layout, you guys. I do still have to add the addition of that hose in the upper right. Like I said, I did not think about doing the black cardstock for that. So this is going to, it's going to be tricky because I should have added this before I even glued the red piece down, because now what if I tear too much and I don't have enough paper? So I'm going to try to follow my pencil line. And then I have to edge distress with my fingernails because I can't get my edge distresser in there. That's where I tried to look at the black cardstock, and then I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to get black cardstock in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just put my little hose inside there and call it good. That's it. Not a whole lot of effort. I apologize, but I like it. I like how it is. I like how it's showing out there. So anyways, that is the end of this layout. I absolutely love how it turned out. Miss Carrie, thank you so much for allowing me to lift you today. I really love. It was hard to try to make and decide which one I was going to lift, by the way. Also, too, check out the link down below for everyone else. It's a playlist link for all of those that are playing along on YouTube for May I Scraplift You. Go check out all the fabulous layouts that are down there. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I will check y'all later. Bye.